Hello world of YouTube and welcome to another Carversation. This time I'm joined with a slew of people.
Hi.
As you may have seen, we've been working a lot together. I've got John behind the wheel. This is a new one for me. Normally I'm the one driving and talking.
You can use your hands.
Yeah, I know, I can gesture.
Yes.
That's going to be fun. In the back we have Infinity on Hannah and the rock critic Crash Thompson.
Hey guys.
Who I'm not sure how much he can contribute to the topic at hand.
He's just happy to be
I'm,
here.
I'm just happy to be here. Just happy to be here.
But we're going to be talking about more reflection. This is going to be more of a reflection-based one instead of just me on my soapbox shaming people for what they do. I'm just kidding.
That's what they all normally
exactly, yeah. Don't post Michael Jackson's music since he's dead, stuff like that. No. We're actually going to talk about in recent news, young rapper, artist Mac Miller passed away of a drug overdose. And we're gonna, I guess, mostly just talk about our thoughts on kind of Mac Miller as an artist and really just kind of talk about addiction in general. To start, I mean, I liked Mac. I mean, I wasn't too kind on his recent record in my listening log update.
Yeah.
But I do think that he wasn't bad enough to like need to die.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Oh, nobody.
Yeah, no, I would
Nobody.
never wish
Nobody.
death on
Nobody.
that guy.
Even-
Obviously,
Yeah. But I think he was definitely, and like I said in my listening log video, I think he's had one of the better, more interesting runs of kind of modern rappers nowadays. He's done a lot of different things, and I think that that's super respectable.
Sure.
You know, and he seemed like a really nice dude, so
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah.
And he was from Hannah's hometown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a lot of my friends back home and people that I knew were like obviously pretty upset. He's kind of like a big celebrity down
Hometown
there.
hero
Hometown
type
hero.
So
thing.
yeah, like a
And
lot
that
of people,
sucks.
you know, he grew up there. And it's just cool to see somebody get that far, and it sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does. That
Yeah.
sucks. That sucks big time.
Mac had a very tough past year. His drinking had kind of gotten a little bit out of control, from what I understand, and Ariana Grande ended up breaking up with him, his on and off again celebrity girlfriend. I do kind of hate that most of the articles, I know other people were talking about this too, just kind of referred to him as, Ariana's ex, and
Yeah.
not, you know, I mean, he
think
did a
that's
lot.
really
Got a name.
disrespectful.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little
He's an
disrespectful.
artist
He's an
himself.
artist.
It's not like he was just some guy.
Right.
You can always use the plug, you know?
Right.
Yeah. And he's had, I mean, and like and that's almost spits on the career that he formed. Because I mean, I'm not kidding. He started off as like this really normal pop rapper, but he did some really interesting stuff on like his mixtapes and his like
Sure.
and some of his records. So that's really shitty that like a lot of outlets are covering it like that. You know, like give the guy his
The credit where
the
credit's
credit
due.
where the credit where credit's
Where it's
due.
due.
Yeah.
It's also kind of, I saw on Twitter, of course, you know, Twitter is,
Twitter,
they're
yeah.
literally saying it's Ariana, her fault, basically calling
Oh.
Ariana, like
Like-
all the, you know, just basically blaming her, and I think that's really fucked up.
That's really
Yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up. Yeah,
It's
because I
you
mean,
really
can't
fucked
even
up.
imagine what she's
Going through,
Yeah.
you know she still cared about him
Yeah.
very clearly,
Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah, I mean,
you know,
even just friends,
like
or whatever.
as
don't wanna
somebody's
see that.
like ex, you still care for that
course.
person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So
not really
like,
any going back. from
No,
that. I feel
there
like
isn't.
most cases, and yeah, I just think that's, I don't know.
And what I was kind of getting at with the reason why I brought up that he had a tough year, because it was clear that, and to some, it seemed like he was on the upswing, but,
Yeah.
you know, with his comeback, not his comeback album necessarily, but it was called Swimming, right?
Yeah,
That was the
Swimming,
name of the
yeah.
album. It seemed like he was kind of on the upswing there and reflecting on things, letting some stuff go, and not even 2 months later, unfortunately, a drug overdose.
Yes, which is sad because like it's been hit on in some facets of music, but the drug epidemic is a big thing.
Yes.
Like, it's not something that ever
It's
is.
huge.
Yeah.
Not even just,
Just-
we're seeing it with celebrities, but like just think about like average people like all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
being
Every
taken
day.
and
How many
then-
people are dying from opioid
someone-
addictions?
Someone
and-
I went to high school with passed away from an overdose just like a month ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally. So
Like-
it's
Yeah.
truly an epidemic.
It really is.
I lost one of my nieces to an
Oh, I'm so
overdose.
sorry.
See,
Yeah,
that's just
that's awful.
that's
Yeah.
fucking horrible.
That's
You know, and
Sorry,
like,
cousin, not niece.
well, I mean,
Well,
Still,
Still
it's
family.
family.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's
didn't.
family.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna try and harp on like in the modern music scene, but there is a little bit of an over glorification of it.
Oh, yes.
You know,
absolutely.
100%, still.
Absolutely. That's always been a problem.
Even if I hate, and I've harped about this as well, even if I hate a lot of modern rappers for shitting on trap artists, the one thing I don't like about a lot of their lyricism is they do glorify lean
is a
and these
huge
things that
thing.
are really easy to
They're
overdose
making it
on.
mainstream.
And
of
it
course,
sucks.
these kids are seeing it.
And they think
Yes.
that they're cool. Oh, I got lean in my cup. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
And
It's 'cause, I mean, some of these
unfortunate.
artists are only like 19.
Like
or
Lil
18,
Pump
so they,
was
like,
17
relate to
and
them.
Yeah.
he's singing about all this stuff,
They
and they're like,
relate.
oh, I should be doing this too.
Yeah.
It's so fucked.
It's
Yeah.
it's
It needs to
unfortunate.
stop.
It is unfortunate, and I think that this is just another casualty in this kind
I
of
mean, it goes
substance
back to like
thing.
Little Peep. And
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That happened.
There's been a
Yes.
lot of that
Just
going
think about
on.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was last year, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
And-
Rap has had a kind of a tough year in terms of
Crazy.
losing people from
Yeah.
Lil
Yes.
Peep to XXX Tentacion.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you thought of him, he
Yeah.
passed. He was murdered.
he was murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Mac Miller.
Yeah.
And it's just ongoing. And I'm sure that there's other names that I'm
I mean,
forgetting
recently,
here. But
Demi Lovato is not a rapper, but
Yeah,
she had a drug overdose.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if she had passed away. Like,
Yeah.
That would have been
that's
a
That would have been
huge
another
loss.
huge hit to music.
So
Yes,
That
You know?
that's a mainstream pop star.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just it's unfortunate, and I'd hope that this would be another kind of lesson and another place where people can kind of use that as a stopping point as far as
I would hope.
over glorifying it and
I
stuff,
think
because
we need more like bigger voices to come out and talk about this. Like, don't like those rappers and just people that are
Like people
that
who have
a
gotten-
platform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and use it for something. I mean, okay, we can't tell people like what subject matter to avoid and that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I
when you're just
mean,
constantly circling it like a shark, the
You don't
same
need to-
subject of
Yeah.
lean and whatever else.
I feel like
At
if
this
somebody
point.
from that scene came out and spoke up about
Yeah,
it
that's
in
what
that
needs to
light,
happen.
reflected on, hey, look at what's happening to us. Look at what's destroying us
Yeah.
from within right now.
And there have been people who have spoke out against things
Yeah.
like that, like Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
On his
Yeah.
new record,
Yeah.
he talked about it and kind of mocked the the ridiculousness of the constant talking about lean and all these other drugs
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
which is super respectable.
But I feel like it's either a lot of times either smaller, not to say that he's super underground or anything, but smaller artists, or else ones that have passed their peak and have lived through it all, and now they're not as popular, and then they talk out against it, but then they're not hitting as big of an audience.
Yeah,
Precisely.
Yeah.
And I hope that Denzel, because he's kind of on the up and up. Like
Yes.
he's
He's on the
gaining
upswing
traction.
here. Yeah.
I'm hoping that he continues this thread, at least to some degree in his music. Like, I get it, party songs, they happen. I'm all for a good time.
Sure.
But there's a limit. There's a point where you've got to cut yourself
You gotta
off.
realize what your audience is.
Exactly.
When people start actually dying.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
And
like
they
they
have
think
been.
everyone
You
thinks
know?
it's not gonna happen to me. It's not
Yeah.
gonna happen to someone
That's-
close to me, and then
Yeah.
it does.
But it does,
and,
and
it's
it-
too late to do anything about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't take that back. You
Yeah.
know? And it sucks. And it sucks that it happened to someone so young, because
Yeah.
Mac was our age.
Right, right.
You know, Mac was
No,
mine and
he's-
John's
yeah.
age.
And just like the drugs have been trivialized in the first place that got these people to these points, I feel like death has also kind of been trivialized too, because it's just another celebrity passing, and
Yeah.
then it turns into memes and jokes right
Yeah.
away and stuff, and it's just I think it's kind of fucked up in the
It
first
is,
place.
it is.
You know, especially like 5 minutes after it's come out, people are
It's
you know
just-
Yeah,
Yeah.
already.
It's the
yeah.
culture right now.
It's almost it is it's rough. And I guess again, like, I just wanted to use this conversation to talk about it with other people that also have had their own experiences with it, because it's a hefty subject, you know. Like, I could sit here for 15 minutes and talk about it, but I don't know if I completely it almost enhances the impact of talking about it with a group of people. So I don't know. I didn't have much else to stem off of it. I just kind of wanted to speak about Mac. I don't know what you guys think about Mac, because I kind of gave my perspective.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan. That's always a tough thing for me too, because I feel like a lot of people often expect me to speak out on it and
Well,
say,
yeah.
oh yeah, how did you
or
feel?
it's
or,
like if you didn't like them previously, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, you're probably
you're happy.
now.
I'm like,
It's
of course not. Are you
no.
fucking serious?
There's
Yeah.
a line there.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
way. No way.
Exactly.
I've never ever wished death on
No
anyone.
way.
Would never,
Yeah.
would never want that.
Yeah.
The artists that I like or dislike the most, I would never ever. But
Yeah.
with
I mean,
Mac,
everybody has a chance to like fix themselves.
Right,
Precisely,
exactly,
Right?
yeah.
I mean,
Precisely.
and people
We're
like
rooting for
X
that.
this year, a lot of people just cheering on the murder and stuff.
Yes.
It's murder.
Yeah,
You're
it's
cheering
murder,
on
yeah,
murder.
yeah.
You're cheering on
Cheering
murder.
murder.
You are
And
cheering murder.
you're a barbarian if you're cheering on murder like that. But and with Mac's case, okay, he passed away from a drug overdose. Okay, I was never crazy about most of Mac's music.
Yeah.
I found a lot of his projects to be mediocre. There
Yeah.
were songs that I liked from Mac, and
Yeah.
Mac as a person seemed pretty chill, and I was actually kind of interested in that Post Malone, Mac Miller
Yeah.
collab
Yeah.
thing that I heard about, and that was literally weeks before his
Yeah.
passing.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit crazy. I actually liked Swimming a little bit more than most did, even though it was kind of tedious. It was kind of a mood album that I kind of enjoyed overall. But still, I mean, I wasn't crazy in terms of like most of Mac's stuff, but still, you know,
Yeah.
I liked him enough as a
Seemed like
person.
good guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
He had a good heart to him. He cared about the people around him, the
Yeah.
people in
About
his
his fans
circle,
a lot.
Absolutely.
the fans
Oh,
a lot.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah, he was all about his
absolutely.
fans.
He
Yeah.
just tweeted the other day, like, can't wait to go on tour.
Right, right,
Yeah.
because he
it's
probably
like,
would have cheered him up,
enjoys
you
that.
know,
Yeah.
like he gets joy out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And also, interestingly enough, I saw Mac Miller at Bonnaroo 2012.
Really?
Yes, that
You
was.
did see him?
Yes, I did. That was right after Blue Slide Park,
Yeah, that
his
was
debut
huge.
album,
Yeah.
and that was huge for him. So he
Back
was.
at my hometown, I remember being in class and like people were playing that already. Like the day it came out, it was like
Yep.
huge.
Yep. Blue
Yeah.
Slide Park was like a movement back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty fucking cool, man.
yeah, Mac started some movements. Mac was a very influential voice in music in general, I would say. He was even on that Ariana Grande hit song that I liked, The Way.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
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 I remember that.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that kind of covers it. I mean, I thank you guys again for coming on and
Yeah.
speaking about
Absolutely.
this.
Of course.
If you'd like to check out their links, I'm sure all of you know who they are more than me. But
Who are you?
yeah, exactly.
You just hopped in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah. I'm gonna go eat this food now. No,
Okay.
no. But if you guys want to plug your stuff as well,
Yeah, real quick, ARTV.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Do really anything under the sun music.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if you like music, come subscribe.
yeah,
You know what I love?
Same.
Hannah, go ahead.
I'm Infinity on Hannah.
yeah,
And I do music stuff too.
yeah.
Top tens,
It's
reviews,
similar to John, less
Yeah.
review stuff.
Yeah.
Less
but more
reviews.
casual.
Yeah.
more casual music fan stuff.
Yeah.
See, I just like my place here in the camera because I am like.
Off,
serious.
yeah.
And I'm here too.
Oh!
Howdy! Hey guys, I'm Crash Thompson.
Yeah.
I host the Rock Critic.
Yeah.
Say I'm a lot in the same vein. I do a lot of reviews, a lot of sort of vlogier stuff, some the occasional listicle and stuff. Occasional gaming video. You guys have probably say me
Yeah.
and Johnny have done a
We've
lot of
worked-
stuff together.
yeah, we've
You've
worked
probably
together
seen
before.
us a lot.
Yeah.
This guy produced the Patreon
Yeah,
EP.
I did.
Or the Garage
Eh.
Band. That was
That
the
was
last
me.
one.
Go
The
listen.
Garage Band demo.
It's
He's
good.
not crediting him for the new
Not
one.
crediting you correctly.
I'm on the old one.
That was self-produced.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
self-produced.
But no, I know this is a little out of your wheelhouse, Crash, but I do thank you for still having
Participating.
that stuff to say and
Yeah.
commenting on it as well. You know,
I was about to say happy to oblige.
Yeah.
But I mean, I cover rock music, so
Yeah,
I know all
exactly.
about drug overdoses. And
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But, no, thank you for having me on. I'm
No,
happy I
I'm
could
glad.
chip in a little bit.
I'm glad you guys did this with me.
Of
It
course.
was-
Any
Yeah.
parting
This was
words,
fun.
Johnny?
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm just happy to be here. I've been Viral Rack. You guys are good at lots of situations, and we'll see you another day.